I bought one of these Apple Watches to remind myself to stand up every once in a while, and I always ignore it. It keeps doing this thing where it turns into a chicken. I've never set the background as a chicken, and I don't want it as a chicken. I don't know why it keeps doing that. Maybe it's trying to tell me I like coffee. Alright, today I'm gonna explain why I'm banned from every elementary school in my district or city or whatever. I just want to first say it's not for an inappropriate reason. I know a lot of people are gonna be like, oh, what did you do to the kids? I didn't do anything. They loved me and I hated them. We had a love-hate relationship. Time out. I was a substitute teacher at the beginning of this year. I don't think I mentioned that. I wasn't just like walking around elementary schools having a good time. I was a substitute teacher for only like 3 months before I got fired and banned from all the schools. But yeah, I didn't do anything crazy. I didn't have pictures of kids on my phone, laptop, and a bunch of hard drives like my principal from elementary school did. But that's a different story, and he spent a lot of time with me, so I'm starting to think, never mind, moving on. So I was a substitute teacher because I majored in marketing, and I couldn't find a job at the time because I graduated early because I'm so smart. No, I'm not. I just took a bunch of classes during COVID. But my friend's roommate was like, yo, do you want to be a substitute teacher? And I was like, no. And she was like, it pays almost $300 a day, and it's 5 days a week. And I'm like, why? Okay, though, I'll do it. So I began my journey as a substitute teacher, and it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be until I had to deal with the 5th graders and the 6th graders, those hormonal bastards. But I did grades anywhere from kindergarten, which is the year before 1st grade if you don't know. I guess some people didn't know that. So kindergarten, 1st grade, 2nd grade, 3rd grade, all the way up to 6th. So very wide range of kids. There were the kindergartners who would cry and come up to me and said, he's not my friend anymore. And I'd be like, okay, what do you want me to do about it? Then there were the 6th graders who bullied me and made it their mission to find me on social media, which they did, which is pretty much why I was fired. So if you don't know, I make TikTok videos. I'm not one of those dancers that like throws it back and thrusts on things. I just talk like I'm doing now. And I had a series about substitute teaching where I would just tell a story pretty much every day about something weird that happened, because a lot of weird things happened. For example, this one kid, I had to hold his hand on the way to the bus because he was misbehaving, and I came back inside after I walked him to the bus. And I said to the assistant principal, I'm like, why did I have to hold his hand? What did he do today? And she was like, oh, he took shit out of his pants and smeared it on the walls. And I was like, did he wash them? You just made me hold his hand. This kid was like 6. I'm assuming he didn't wash them. And if he did, he didn't do it with soap. So I had poop hands. But the main issue was this one video that went really viral. It had like 2.7 million likes and almost 10 million views. It was this video right here. So Future Cam, show the video. Like, now, dude.
Today I was with a bunch of kindergarteners, and I'm a substitute teacher. I should clarify that. I wasn't just hanging out with a bunch of kids. And I did this very simple exercise with them where they had to cut out letters and glue them next to 3-letter words like cow and pen. I even sounded it out with them. I was like, P-E-N. 2 minutes later, a kid goes up to me and says, hey, did I spell pen right? So I looked at his paper, and underneath the pen, the picture of the pen, it said J-B-E. And I was fucking baffled. I forgot that I have to filter myself, and I said, and I quote, what the shit is that? And he looked at me as if I just said the worst thing in the world, which I guess I kinda did, because he's a kindergartner, and I swore. I sat down next to him, and I was like, alright, let's take it step by step. P. What makes the P sound? And he goes, R? No, bitch, are you dumb? I know you barely know the alphabet, but R and P, those sound opposite. That's like comparing me to Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
So that video went viral. Yes, it did happen, and I'm very sorry. I already got a lot of teachers in my DMs, not in the fun way, in the angry way. I learned my lesson. I started filtering myself and not saying anything bad. I got hundreds of angry teachers like, oh, you need to stop. And I'm like, okay, I will. I don't want this job anyways. But the series of videos I did with the substitute stories, for some reason I didn't expect the kids to find it, because they're anywhere from like 5 years old to 11. Like, why would they be watching my TikTok? But they have older brothers and sisters, which I also didn't think about, and they showed their younger brothers and sisters, and bad things happened from there. I'm not gonna show all the substitute teacher videos. That was the most popular one. There's a bunch of crazy ones and weird ones. I deleted some of them because I didn't want the teachers or kids or anyone seeing those. But on my TikTok, there's a whole playlist of them at the top of my profile. You could scroll through them, see how bad some of them are, see how disgusting some of them are. So basically all these kids ended up finding out about it, even their younger brothers, even the kindergartners. One of them at lunch was like, is it true that you have videos where you say swear words? I'm like, oh my god, this can't be happening. But yeah, all the kids ended up finding out, and for some reason, I don't know how, but they all had a collective agreement to not tell the teachers. They were like, guys, we can't get Mr. Cam fired. Let's only talk about it with Mr. Cam, no other teachers. And that was working for a while, but I think the teachers started to get suspicious when at recess, I would have 50 to 75 kids swarming around me like, oh my god. The teachers started asking me like, oh, why are all those kids around you at recess? I'm like, I don't know, must because I'm young. They're used to you old farts. You just want to deal with someone a little younger that's more hip, you know? But then the nightmares started to happen. Not me having nightmares. Well, that happened too, but not that. I mean, the nightmares of kids starting to blackmail me and threaten me started to happen. The older kids, surprisingly, I thought it'd be the younger kids like, Mr. Cam said a swear word on the internet. But it was the older kids, like the 5th and 6th graders, when I had to substitute their class. They would get so out of control where I'd get calls from the office like, you need to calm those kids down. And I'm like, first of all, I don't want to be a teacher. Second of all, I can't. They'd all be like screaming and not doing their work, and I'd be like, guys, you need to sit down or I'll get the principal. And they were like, is that so? Because I know a certain little thing that the principal wouldn't want to hear. And I was like, all right, you know what? Good point. Just keep throwing that paper airplane at that kid with the glasses. He deserves it. But Cam, you have glasses. Don't make fun of people with glasses. That's friendly fire. They're fake. Yeah, the truth is out. They're fake glasses. They just look cool. I'm sorry. Sorry, I just had flashbacks, oh my god. I had flashbacks to that time I got a comment on one of my TikToks saying, hi, Mr. Cam, and that's how I found out that they found out about my TikTok. It was like a Friday afternoon after school. I'm like, finally, I'm away from the kids. That was awful. I can't wait to get a real job. And then I open my TikTok and it says, hi, Mr. Cam. I'm like, oh, is someone just messing around calling me Mr. Cam because of all my substitute videos? And then I go to their profile and it's one of the kids, and I'm like, oh no. Oh, in that playlist of all the stories I have screenshots of that happening, but I also lied at the end of that video. I was like, oh, this is why I had to quit. I wasn't fired. Don't worry, guys. I lied about all that, and I didn't want to talk about it until now because I didn't know if the teachers or someone would, like, I don't know, sue me or something. Listen, I don't know laws. Anyways, back to the story. All the kids started blackmailing me, and I didn't really know what to do. I was kind of in the mindset like, oh, I know I'm gonna get fired, so I'm gonna try to find a new job and just have a hoot of a time while I'm still here. So I started playing football with the kids at recess, and I was the quarterback, so I was just whipping the ball at them. I'm like, oh, you were the one that told this person about the TikTok. Bitch! I wasn't actually, like, hurting them. I was just throwing it a little hard so they'd not catch it, and then all the other kids would make fun of them for not catching it. And then, one day at lunch, when I was on lunch duty, which is, oh god, I forgot about lunch duty. That was not fun. At lunch duty, one of the teachers came up to me and said, that kid over there said you're gonna quit here to pursue your TikTok career and move to LA, and I was like, what is a TikTok? That song by Kesha? That's a good song, yeah. I was like, yeah, that's not true. I don't know what he's talking about. You should get him checked out. So little things like that kept happening where teachers would come up to me and be like, this person said this, is that true? And I'd just say no every time. And then one day the assistant principal came up to me and said, I think I know why all these kids are surrounding you at recess. And I was like, oh, you found the TikTok? And she was like, yeah, you have a lot of followers. And I was like, yeah. She was like, yeah, I haven't watched them yet, but I'm going to after the school day ends because all the kids are talking about it. I need to see what you're doing. And I was like, oh, you don't need to do that. Don't do that. I ended up panicking so much that I made my TikTok account private just so I could finish out the school year, but that didn't even work because some of the kids followed me. I couldn't find their accounts so I could block them. So some of the kids ended up showing some of the teachers my videos. Then that's when it went downhill. So I got called into the principal's office, which I was kind of used to, but not as a teacher. I was used to doing that as a student. I got called into the principal's office and she was like, all right, sit down, Cam. I'm like, all right, do I have to? Because I'll just leave right now and never come back. She was like, no, sit down. And I was like, all right, so you know. And she was like, yeah, you violated your contract. I was like, I didn't think I had a contract. This is an elementary school, not the MLB. And she was like, well, you violated it. And I was like, I actually didn't, because I didn't use anyone's names or the location. And she was like, wait, really? I haven't watched them, but I've heard pretty bad things. And I was like, yeah, I didn't use anyone's name or anything, so I didn't violate anything. I didn't know if that was an actual rule, but I think it worked. And she was like, all right, let me look into this with my supervisor and some of the other teachers and my other colleagues from other schools. We'll figure this out. I'm like, what? What? I thought the end of that day or the next day after that I'd be called down and fired or whatever, but a week went by and luckily I found another job. So I finally had an actual job that I wanted set up, so I'm like, you know what? I don't even care if I get fired at this point. So a week and a half later, I finally get called down and there's like people in suits and stuff and they're like, all right, here's the deal. They're like, you're either gonna delete your TikTok account or you're done working here. And I was like, I'll be done working here, that's fine. They're like, I don't think you're understanding. You're gonna be banned from every school in this district if you stop working here because you would violate your contract. I was like, first of all, I still don't know what contract you're talking about. I just kinda got this job because someone was like, hey, do you want a job? And I was like, yeah. And second of all, I didn't violate anything. There's no contract to violate and I didn't violate it, so what's going on? And they were like, if you don't delete your TikTok account or all the videos about substitute teaching, we're gonna have to let you go. But if you do delete all of them, we'll gladly keep you. And I was like, I have a new job starting next week. so you don't have to keep me or fire me. I'm out of here. And then they said, well, if you do that, you still violate your contract because you can't quit before the end of the school year. At this point, I don't really care. I'm like, contract schmon crack, bro. I am fine with never working at a school again. So they're like, okay, you agree to be let go and to never work at a school in this city/district ever again. I was like, I agree to never work at a school again. You're not letting me go, I'm letting myself go. So I don't know if I was fired or not. I think I quit, but they think they fired me, so I don't know what's up with that. But I am banned from every school in the city or district or whatever because I violated a contract that I still think doesn't exist. So that's the actual story of what happened. I didn't really explain that well in the TikTok series. In the TikTok series, I think I kind of made it seem like I 100% quit and there was no drama at all. But that was because I still technically worked there at the time I made all those videos, so I didn't want any more angry people. I never really wanted to work at an elementary school anyways, so it's fine. And now I have a really cool conversation starter, like, yo, what's up? I'm Cam. I'm banned from every elementary school in my city. Maybe I shouldn't use that as a conversation starter. But anyways, I just wanted to finally explain that story now that it's been several months since I've been there. Also, thank you so much for 10,000 subscribers. Cardboard play button, baby. Let's go. I'm gonna cut this short here. I'm actually not giving away merch this week because I have something special planned. You'll see next week. But thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure to turn nope, that's not the word. Make sure to turn subscribers on. Notifications, that's the word. Make sure to like and subscribe and turn notifications on so you never miss a vlog. Follow my socials, and I will see you next week if I remember to upload, because I didn't last week. But anyways, bye.